Well, welcome back to Tripping at Oz. On our last episode, you would have seen we left the Pilbara at Split Rock. Our first stop in the Kimberley was a stopover called Goldwire Rest Camp. As we arrived late and left early, we didn't get any footage, as we were just wanting to get into Broome. We finally turned off Great Northern Highway onto Broome Road and we came to Roebuck Plains Roadhouse and Caravan Park. I decided we'd fill up with fuel, and as we had no bookings in Broome, we decided that this would be a good place to try for a site. We'd already been told on the way up that you can't get any sites anywhere in town. We just needed a place to sleep and keep our trailer safe during the day. It's only 30 kilometres out of town. So Karen went in the roadhouse and paid for fuel and then asked if we could get 3 nights. And amazingly enough, she was able to secure them. She came back with a huge smile. We did have to wait for about an hour to finally be able to get in and set up, but finally we were in. As you can see, while waiting, I enjoyed watching the trucks coming and going, one with fantastic artwork. After setting up quickly and having a quick shower, we headed straight into town. Our first stop was Chinatown. Now, Broome is also another place I lived on and off from 1984 to 1987. So I was very interested in seeing the changes over the last 35 years. Now, Broome's history, for those who would like to know, it was a pearling area. And in 1879, Charles Harper suggested that there needed to be a port for the pearling industry closer to the pearling grounds. Then in 1883, Broome was founded and named after the Governor of Western Australia, Sir Frederick Broome. Now, Broome was also known as Yarrawa Land, long before the European settlers. Now, Broome has a population of roughly around 16,000 people. During the tourist season, it's normally around 19,000, possibly 20. While we were there, because of COVID and the school holidays and everyone in the country travelling, there was word going around of about 75,000 people in town. Not sure how they came up with that figure, but it certainly looked that way considering the crowds and how bare the shelves at the shopping centre were. As we arrived in Chinatown, it was very busy and lots of new construction was being done. So some of the streets were blocked off from the traffic. So we parked up and went for a walk around. Now, Chinatown's history contains some of the town's most significant built heritage relating to the town's genesis as a centre for the pearling during the 19th and 20th centuries. Known as Japtown before World War II, Chinatown was the commercial centre of Broome. So unique was the cultural mix of Chinatown's residents that Broome was exempt from the white Australian policy, as its pearling industry relied heavily on the skill of the Asian divers. Residents of Chinatown recall days when the aroma of Asian cooking wafted down the streets. Exotic music played and people swung in hammocks, resembling a scene straight out of China. About 3 o'clock in the afternoon was siesta time, and the authorities would turn a blind eye to the gambling, a major pastime of the pearling crew. The old buildings that still stand and the remnants of the luggers dotting the foreshore of Chinatown are exotic tales of a pearling era gone by, and the deep tragedy of many lives lost in pursuit of the precious pink tartar maxima, mother of pearl shell. Chinatown is a heritage listed area and much of the original buildings still stand, including Sun Pictures, the oldest operating picture gardens in the world, which opened in 1916.
There you go, mate. Can you tell me which direction it is to the Roe Hotel? Okay, it's that way.
When we first arrived in Broome, Karen quickly got on the phone and contacted a great friend of hers from uni days, Jane. Jane has lived in Broome for many years, and they only catch up about once a year when Jane comes to Perth during school holidays. So they organised to have a catch up down at the Roebuck Bay town beach for the night markets. So after looking around Chinatown and doing a small shop up at Coles, we decided to go and have a quick look around down there beforehand. It looked fantastic and was still being worked on, with a new jetty next to the boat ramp as well. The park here is where the old Pioneer Cemetery is. The first graves on the site were of men who had died at sea. The cemetery was gazetted on the 20th of April 1890, and although there is another public cemetery in Broome, over the years various members of old Broome families have been buried or their ashes interred here at the Pioneer Cemetery, and their memorials have been erected.